Okay, guys, I've got something for you that's just too good not to share. Because I know a lot of parents have trouble with bedtime stuff, whether it's getting kids down to bed, whether it's getting them to stay in bed. What I am going to share with you right now is something that has helped us with getting our oldest into bed, and that is this guy. This is the Yoto. It's amazing. Let me turn it on. Power button's right here. Control buttons are up here. This one is going to change what you're listening to if you're on a card. So it comes with these cards. We keep all of ours organized on this little ring. We got these on Amazon, along with these little yellow tabs to actually connect them to the Yoto cards. Pretty cheap. I'll set up some like affiliate links or something so that you guys can find those pretty quick from my post here. But I couldn't wait to share this. So let's put in Chase. We got the Paw Patrol cards for Elizabeth. She loves Paw Patrol.
Nickelodeon. Paw Patrol.
And then it just starts playing.
Brought to you by Yoto.
And then this controls your volume. This is a max volume setting that you can actually control through the app. So if your kids are visual, then this will absolutely fulfill their needs, because they'll turn this dial and it'll stop going up. That's it. And you can even set the time frames on this. So this is our max volume until like 7 p.m. And then at 7 it changes to an even lower volume. So that like volume bar goes all the way up, and so it can be pretty loud, right? Nobody needs that, especially not kids. But we have it a little bit louder during the day because stuff might be going on. There might be other people when she's trying to listen to it, etc. So we want her to be able to like cut out that noise and actually be able to hear it. So back to this real quick. We'll do Zuma this time. Go through some more of these controls when you have the card in. I've been doing this lately. Not sure why. Why doesn't it want to play Zuma? Oh, that's fine. We'll figure that out later. And then this button changes it to like the next story if you're on stories.
Did you?
And then over here, oh, I think it's the Wi-Fi, because I just turned it on, and so it takes a minute to connect. So while we're here, I'm gonna just try Zoom again.
Attention, everyone!
Yeah, see.
Single file.
There we go.
Chase, when's the sneak preview?
So when you're not using cards, you should be able to, change this. And so now we have today's podcast.
Monday.
This is a
Why
Monday.
are you here again?
Every day there's a podcast. It's a kid's podcast, so you don't have to worry about it.
Turn back
and you just
around to face
put it on and let them do their thing.
Monday.
Some of them have activities. Some of them don't. Some of them are truly more of like a listening podcast, but a lot of them do have activities so that your kids are like involved and doing stuff within the rooms where they can still hear it and be part of it. And then they also have the radio. Now you can change these things within the Yoto app and have this button connect to whatever you want. We right now like the podcast and the radio because it's easy stuff for us to put on for the kids to listen to. And I don't know if you noticed, but this screen, not super bright and it's not flashy. This is the screen for the radio. The other screen is the screen for the podcast. The image changes per podcast, but it's going to be the same image. And if we left this on long enough, the screen itself would actually time out and match just this up here with no image in the middle. And so that's really important, because screen time is a big deal for little kids, particularly. You don't want them to have too much of that. And so this is a great tool to kind of fulfill their need to have a visual aid, but not something that's overly bright. It's not super flashy. You can control the max volume on this thing from an app, so you don't have to worry about your kids cranking it and blowing out their own eardrums. So yeah, it's a super great tool to have as parents. It's super great for bedtime, super great entertainment for the kids, great alternative to screen time. So a lot of times how we use this at bedtime is we used to only, before the Yoto, read our daughter 5 books. We would offer her 5 books. If she was a good listener, before bedtime and stuff, sometimes we would like add the option to read more books. So now with the Yoto, she gets 5 stories. And so with each story, we say, hey, would you like to read a book or would you like to listen to an audio story? And then she has the control to say, oh, I do want to listen, or no, I want to read. Because right when we got it, we did run into a speed bump of we would listen for a little while and then say, okay, it's time to go to bed. And she'd be like, but I didn't read any books. And so now we've just tied that into like her stories. Now she gets 5 stories. She can read a story or she can have an audio story. And she's really grasped that concept very well. She's 3.5 and has gotten that very well. We do recognize we will probably need to get another one of these for our 1.5-year-old, or at least get her the Yoto Mini. They do make a mini version, which is originally what we were going to get, but those sold out super quick at Christmas. So we ended up with the big one, which we don't regret, realistically, now that we're here. And then we'll get a mini for our youngest, and like maybe we'll get them both a mini because then they can both like easily travel with something. Yeah, but this thing is super awesome. You can also use it as an alarm clock. You can have there's a light on the back, goes around this thing. This lights up around the edge. Can use it so you can use it as a night light. You can use it as like a timing light. We also have the Hatch Plus, so that is what we actually use for like the wake up, go to bed stuff, like all the cue sounds, cue colors, things like that. But you can use your Yoto for that. If you don't have a Hatch, or if you don't want to continue moving forward with your Hatch, like if you're like, hey, we're ready to get rid of the Hatch, you can easily substitute this thing. It does come with other noise things that you can set up too, and you can do it all on a schedule. So you can have your sleep schedule, you can have your nap schedule, like however you need to set that up. It's a super great thing. We absolutely love it, and we are so glad we got one. I bet you will be too. I will set up my Amazon links so that you guys can get yourself some of these little mini cable things and little clear pieces so that you can also organize your Yoto cards. Realistically, you can also use these for other things. These are actually just pretty great little cable tools and little connector pieces. So yeah, we'll get that set up, and I'll do another post to let you know when they're ready to go. I hope you have a great one. Thanks. Bye.